Alright, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Hakakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that surely do well. Peace and blessings unto the Ark and the four corners of the world that continue to push this word, day in and day out. And in all sincerity and with all diligence. This is Matana from Trinidad.com. GMS for us coming to the Spirit and the power of the Lord once again, to do another lesson to edify the Lord's flock. And you that listen, hopefully be exhorted and edified. Talking about you that not part of the brotherhood, but maybe listening to to learn more with the hope of actually becoming a believer in the Lord. And this video gonna be entitled, yes, the UFOs are the vehicles of the Lord. The UFOs which they get a name because they couldn't identify. It's actually an acronym which means unidentified flying objects, because they don't know what the vehicle is, or what the flying object come from or came from, or what it actually does. So they call it unidentified flying objects, which we know that they know the truth, but they want to keep that veil over the eyes of you people, having you all in that state of being unaware to the facts. But the UFOs, or what we call UFOs, that wheel that we see flying around, and we may call it some people say it's a shooting star, some say it's satellites, some say it's just they make up all sorts of different things and say anything beside being a chariot of the Lord. But this is Psalm 68 and verse 17. It says, the chariots of the Lord, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. So it says the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. And what the word chariot mean? The word chariot, it says a two-wheeled vehicle drawn by horses used in ancient racing and warfare. A four-wheel carriage with back seats and a coachman's seat. A stately or triumphal carriage, conveying or as in a chariot. I'm going to go down to the origin. It comes from Old French, augmentive of char, which means cart, and based on Latin carus, which is wheeled vehicle. A wheeled vehicle. And when you go into the scriptures and you examine what Ezekiel saw, he saw a wheeled vehicle. He saw a wheel within another wheel. So it is nothing mysterious. Yes, it may be mysterious, it may be a mystery unto the world, but it is nothing actually mysterious where we don't know what it is to actually call it unidentified. We know what it is. The scriptures describe it for us. The chariot, which is a wheeled vehicle, what we call the UFOs today, because it's the same thing that the UFOs are. A wheel within a wheel. When you look at pictures of old pictures or old inscriptions of what the Aztecs and the Mayans and those saw, you would see the joint people, and they would have UFOs above them and looking up, seeing a wheel, and they would describe it just as how the scriptures describe it, a wheel within another wheel. So they are the chariots of the Most High. But too would have vehicles and would have better vehicles. That is why they call the UFOs a phenomena. They can't explain the physics of the of the chariots. You know, they speed, they come to a sudden stop, they disappear, they grow bigger, they get smaller. That is a phenomenon. That is something that undescribable. Not even us could explain that now. We don't have the knowledge to explain that now. Only when the Most High give us the knowledge, which we gather in kingdom, then we will be able to explain that. Who we gonna explain it to? Nobody else gonna need to understand what's going on. Understand the physics of a chariot. That wouldn't be their business. You know, it says the chariots of the Most High, or the vehicles of the Most High, are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. When I go to Isaiah 66, Isaiah 66, it says, and verse 15, it says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire." So it says the Lord gonna come with fire, and with his chariots, with his vehicles like a whirlwind. You know, Ezekiel said, Ezekiel 1 and verse 4. It says Ezekiel 1 and verse 4, it says, "And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire." So it says he looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north. What that whirlwind is? That whirlwind is talking about a chariot. That is the movement of the chariots, spinning like a whirlwind. You know, have a circular movement, have a rotational movement. You know, and that is what the script. That is what Isaiah said. He said he's gonna come with his chariots like a whirlwind. So that there would cut out cards. In Ezekiel, he said he saw a whirlwind coming out of the north and a great cloud. Same thing. A great cloud is the same thing. It's the same thing he was explaining. We used to call it back then a cloud. Or what best they could have described it as? A cloud. In Acts, when the Lord was being taken up, when the Lord was taken up, the scripture said, it says, yes, now, Acts 1 and verse 9, it says, "And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received them out of their sight." Is it a literal cloud? No, it's not a literal cloud. It's a chariot. Scriptures say, I gotta read quick. Psalm 104 and verse 3 says, "Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind." So they probably might have saw a cloud, but in the midst of that cloud would have been a chariot. If even they saw a cloud, in the midst of that cloud would have been a chariot. Or if it was a chariot, it could have been that it was a chariot that they saw and they described it as a cloud. But if even they saw a cloud, a chariot would have had to be in the midst, because a cloud not gonna beam up anybody. When the scriptures talk about cloud beaming them up, it's talking about a chariot, because that is what the chariots do. This is 2 Kings 6 and verse 16. Or sort of verse 15, it says, "And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, and a host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha." And when it said, when Elisha prayed and said to open his eye wasn't literally closed. He just didn't have the eyes to see the chariots. Just like us now. Chariots would be round about us, but we can't see it because we don't have that power. The Lord didn't give us the ability to see those chariots now. But we're gonna receive that power again. We're gonna possess that power once more to be able to see what others can't see. Just like when the Lord was talking to Moses on Mount Sinai, and the people said they wanted that. The people said they wanted to speak to the Lord, and the Lord spake, and only Moses heard. And what the rest heard just what? Thunderings. Because the Lord didn't give them the ability to hear, a spiritual power to hear. But the Lord, Elisha prayed for his servant eyes to be open, and the Lord opened it, that he was able to see the chariots around them. So that is why we call it a phenomenon. 1 minute they appear, next minute they disappear. If they just disappear out of nowhere, no, we just can't see it again. You understand? That is the technology of the chariots. Much more greater than what we possess on the earth. They don't shut down like these cars. They don't have to be serviced like these cars, like these planes, like these trucks, trains, whatever vehicle or mode of transport you use. You understand? So yeah, scripture say that the Lord gonna come with his charge like a whirlwind to render his anger, fury, and with fire, flames of fire. That talking about the same UFOs that you refuse to believe exist. That is what it's talking about. So yes, these UFOs are the vehicles of the Most High, and you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it in due time, you know. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kakwadash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that surely do well. Peace and blessings unto the Akim, throughout the four corners of the world. This is Matana from Trinidad Camp West, and until next time, I want to say Shalom.